between teams coached by Jim Boeheim and, of course, previously by the great Coach K. And now John Shire at the helm. He's 35 years old. Jim Boeheim is not.
78. We got one of the oldest coaches in the game and one of the youngest coaches in the game. Gerard's really been played well recently.
On the baseline, heavy traffic, and going to turn that one over, scooped up by Proctor.
As that zone, psychologically, I think teams worry so much about the zone. As the rebound again, getting a second opportunity already, right out of the gate. And that's their strength.
Jeremy Rhodes, the 6'2 junior, very much the leader in his Duke team, and he'll cough it up. A couple of quick turnovers here. To give you a look at the starting lineups presented by Kay Jewelers, Mintz, Gerard, Bell, Brown, and Edwards. Jesse Edwards right in the middle at 6'11 for Jim Boeheim. He's coming off an outstanding game against NC State. Here comes Proctor's shot. He'll switch it in. A three-pointer.
Nice little two-man play right there between Proctor and Roach. He's wide open on the wing and he knocks it down. He can be a key in this game against the 2-3 zone of Jimmy Boeheim.
And for Duke, Kay Jewelers starting five. Roach, Proctor, Mitchell, Lively, and Filipowski, who's averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds a game. That's quickly done to Edwards.
Okay, Edwards has played exceptional basketball recently. Key to him is, though, Dave, he's got to stay out of foul trouble. He's fouled out of 5 games. Jim says that's really not been a problem lately.
The Flying Dutchman, when he's in there, he can wreak havoc. Lively on the baseline. One dribble down Mitchell. Heavy traffic. Down it goes.
Okay, Mitchell made a big three in the last game to beat Notre Dame. Came back strong. Duke was up 14 in that game and started turning the ball over.
Now, freshmen can hit those threes. Duke is not a good three-point shooting team. In traffic, it's Brown and gives that one away. Duke on top early, 5-2. Here's Proctor from the corner. Mitchell, that's a man-sized rebound. Filipowski with one dribble to the deck, banks it in.
There's the example we're talking about on top of the show, the rebounding power of Duke. That is one of their great strengths. They rebound and they defend well. When you do those two things, you're going to be in basketball games.
The way Duke can play defense, Syracuse cannot afford to get buried early. Very tough to come back against Duke. Here's Edwards and draws the foul. Lively with the personal.
Talk about the diaper dandy Mintz, the driver, slasher. That's good spin move to get free down low. There's Edwards here from Amsterdam. The Netherlands. Look at this. Working on the glass. Filipowski gets the second opportunity and lays it in with his left hand.
In and out for Edwards. He makes 74% at the line. Just getting started. They're expecting a giant student section today. Maybe a record setter from what we're told inside the dome. As Edwards makes the second.
I think one of the keys you look at the student body here coming out, they're all fired up today. Went to brunch and we're all over that place going wild.
Roach beating Lively on the baseline. Boy, that was tough. Defended well by SU on the baseline. Gerard trying to get started. Back for Edwards. Gerard will lift the long one and hit in the act of shooting a three as he's hit by Mark Mitchell. So 3 shots coming for Joe Gerard.
So one of the keys, too, is if you're Syracuse now, you want to get this crowd really loud and into it big time. So it's really important that you don't fall behind big early in the game.
Well, Joe Gerard, the senior from Glens Falls, New York. Outstanding foul shooter.
He's had a solid year. He's one of the leading scorers, right, in the whole state of New York. He's been like 50 a game up in high school. It's unbelievable.
He'll have 3 shots. He's 85%. As Ryan Young enters the fray, Lively coming out for Duke.
You know, Gerard this year is playing off the ball, Dave, and it's really helped him. Last year he was really playing the point guard slot. They had Buddy Boeheim as a scorer. Now he's playing off the ball, and he's more comfortable being a scorer. And he's a leader up front. That's that 2-3. Real active. Good hands. I like the way the front two are playing that 2-3. They're going to cover those wings.
Proctor tried to penetrate. Gerard, good D. Got in front of him.
It's one of the problems. You don't get great block outside of that zone. With huge size, they can get the second opportunity.
Shot clock is down to 2. Roach straight on and can't bury the triple.
Good defense right there. They rotated as a team, 5 people. And every movement of the basketball, they moved together.
Jim Boeheim getting Justin Taylor, a freshman of the game. Here's Mintz. That's what he really has to work on. What do you think? I mean, should he come back for another year?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's no doubt. I know he's being right now. Some of the mock drafts have second round. If I were Mintz, I would be back here. I'd work every day, shooting 500 shots every day, working on my form, getting Jerry McNamara to teach me how to shoot really. Because if he adds that, he goes and becomes a mid-first round draft choice the following year.
Mitchell knocking down the mid-range, averaging about 9 points per game. Just under 16 as we get started inside the dome. 9-6 Duke. Edwards working on Young. Some contact taken away by Filipowski. He puts it to the floor. Mintz will commit the foul as he poked at it from behind. Well, a special guest in the house when we come back to the dome. Great to see that young man looking so well.
With that one magical word, love. Love one another. If we love one another, our nation will be so much better than what it is with all that hate.
And he has touched on many of those themes himself in his recovery. Proctor has the pass tipped out by Syracuse off the hand of Malik Brown.
Proctor tried to make the spectacular pass right there. Should have thrown a little bounce pass. Duke's doing a good job trying to get in the gaps and seams of that zone. You see they prepared for this and worked on it. Slows you down a little bit offensively because you'll be able to attack that zone and patience. And that's not patience right there, baby. That's one of my passes. I would throw that. You don't expect that from a scholarship player. John Shai didn't throw those kind of passes. I'll tell you one thing. Did he shoot the rock? He's got some bench that can play, too. When you look at the guys on that bench coaching his assistants. So does Syracuse.
John, an All-American in his own right, you're right. But 35 years old, going up against the Hall of Famer at 78, Jim Boeheim. So that's a fascinating matchup. A whistle here with 15:02 to go. His first season as head coach and the youngest coach in the ACC. Quite a gap in experience. Proctor will pick up the foul.
Tell you one thing, Mintz has really been terrific for them. Recently, he's been on fire, attacking defenses.
Mark Mitchell given the foul there. So Gerard to get it in. Gerard with a triple. No. Filipowski got shot. Took a shot right on the bridge of the nose there.
You got to make your shots in your Syracuse because you're not going to get seconds and thirds. The rebound was too strong, but if you blew doubles.
Gerard thought about a 23-footer. Lost the dribble. Here's Mintz. Great on the penetration. Banks it in. What a pretty shot.
See, that's big time. That's a big time move right there. Great first step, attack, very aggressive. See if he can add as part of his whole weapon, he can add the jump shot.
Filipowski down to Young. He'll kick it. Whitehead can't hit it. Thank you very much. And a crowd of about 30,000 expected inside the dome at Syracuse. Certainly the Duke factor very much at work here today. Dave O'Brien alongside the Hall of Famer, the great Dick Vitale, and Chris Budden with us as well. On the run, Young cannot connect. Duke will get a second crack at it, though. They're on top by one. A lot of turnovers early. And Mintz with the stop.
Showing his speed and athleticism. Oh, baby, if he could only add a jump shot, his stock would go up and up like yours is going, Dave. Your stock is on such a rise. New contracts, ESPN, Red Sox. Wow.
It's great to have Dickie V as your personal agent. I can tell you that. In the paint, Filipowski lost the dribble. Scooped up by Mintz. Here's Joe Girard, who comes in averaging 17. And way downtown, he drills the three.
That's like a layup to him. He really gets the open jump shot. He'll knock that down. He loves his new role. His new role is, I am going to be here a scorer. Last year he was the point guard, setting people up like the Boeheim brothers.
Well, the place is electric. Down the lane goes Whitehead. Tariq Whitehead, the freshman, for two.
Talk about a guy that has all kinds of talent and ability. We saw him shooting those jumpers coming off the bench. They had 2 big threes against Virginia.
A tough angle on that one by the Syracuse Orange, Malik Brown. Duke, by the way, with 4 turnovers in about the last 3.5 minutes.
Wow.
Grandison from the corner, no. And Edwards there for the rebound. Jesse Edwards, one of the more underrated players in this league. Wouldn't you agree?
I absolutely do agree, especially the way he's been playing this year. Getting better and better. You know, it's amazing. This whole team could come back next year. Because of COVID, Gerard could get an extra year, and so could Edwards. And they got 3 freshmen playing. I think a lot of that's going to determine whether or not Jim Boeheim comes back or not. I really do. I think that Jim made a big mistake. There's no doubt about it when he went off about the fact that I will make the call, nobody else but me. I think it really got people a little upset there in the hierarchy. But I think that Jim being such a good guy when you know him was an emotional rant. Down deep, he knows it's got to be 2 people, the university and him, sitting and deciding about the future.
Shot clock down to 10 for Syracuse. Bottled up on the baseline. Mid somehow got that pass to Taylor. Taylor got a good look, but couldn't connect.
Okay, Taylor's potential scorer. He can make some threes.
And a whistle, a foul on the deck with 11:53 to go here in the first.
They probably averaged like 35 between them. Bing averaged 34 and Jim won. I'm only teasing.
It might have been pretty close, actually.
Dave was such a superstar.
But they're so delighted to have you back here. It's been a long time.
Wow, it just really was great. John Wellhack, with the tribute they gave me, I really thank all the Syracuse fans. And John was my former boss at ESPN.
Mitchell with a misfiring close. So first game back for you here inside the Dome since 2017.
Yep.
You got a giant ovation from about 30,000 here. You've seen a lot of great games here.
That was one of the most dramatic. John Gillen hit that desperation 3 to beat Duke. That was a Duke team with Jason Tatum, who I love. I think Tatum and Brown are as good as a tandem as you'll find in the NBA.
Who's the best Syracuse player you ever saw?
One I love was the Pearl. He was just because of flat. You have to like certainly Derek Coleman was a Windex man. He used to clean that glass.
Oh my goodness. Very lively.
Great execution against the zone. Slide a guy to the high post area. Slide a guy behind the zone and throw the lob to a guy that can finish it off.
Vince can't answer. Whitehead with a rebound. And tied at 13.
Oh, what a steal. What a steal.
With the depth.
That's one of his assets. He's excellent defensively. He's an excellent ball handler. He's an excellent penetrator. He just really worked on that shot. I think Jerry McNamara, a fine assistant, with 6 threes when they won the national championship in 2003. I'm sure he's working with him. He got to come back to school next year.
Whitehead drains that one. He can flat shoot it.
He's a big-time player. We have not seen this kid yet as his potential where it is. He's had so many injuries. He's lost time. But you can just see all the potential watching him play.
Under 10 here in the first half. And a festive atmosphere today. Up top is Mintz. Getting it to Edwards on the spin. Still working and working. The defense too tight. And a roll free and a great save there. As Syracuse will get it back. Torrance, and they're going to wave this one and send it the other way with 9:41 to go.
Hey, look at this type of dandy. He strips him right there. And he goes in with a little high rise. He got great elevation. Up and away. And then Mr. Whitehead says, you know, you can do that, but I could do this. And then Mr. Lively inside shows why he was preseason, came in as the #1 player in high school because all the unbelievable attributes he possesses. Great size, jumping ability.
7-1, had a great game against North Carolina. And he has, it feels like, 1 out of every 2 Duke block shots this year. Filipowski turns and can't drain it. And I saw him a week ago. He had a terrible game for him against Virginia. He did not score in a controversial defeat. Bounced back against Notre Dame at 22.
22, he was really sharp against Notre Dame. Had a little ankle problem as well. There's no doubt he's one of the 5 best type of dandies as far as an impact player of all year.
Williams will knock that one down. A 2-pointer by Benny Williams as we bring in Chris Button.
O.B. Shire told us that he took that loss really hard, putting up 0 points with a possibility to win it at the line. He was incredibly down, and Shire said, I had to be positive. I had to tell him, you just got to flush that down. It happens with these freshmen. You've seen him hit a wall. He actually told Shire earlier this season he didn't realize how hard it would be to play on the road in these kind of environments.
Whitehead from way downtown. We were talking, all 3 of us, to John in the locker room before the game, and you can tell that intensity really burns there, and that was a really tough loss to take because there wasn't much of an explanation for him at the end of the Virginia game.
He should have been on the free throw line. There's no doubt about it.
Edwards brought a lot of attention downstairs like that. Got free and banked it in.
Tell you one thing, he was tenacious. He stayed right with it. Came up with the loose ball and scored. He's been really a factor in the post for them. They're 16-10, and they've lost some heartbreaking losses. I mean, when you think about losses, they lost to Carolina, Miami, Virginia, all highly rated clubs, beat them right in single digits.
Williams, a little short. Rebound taken away by Proctor. Another freshman for a young Duke team. Filipowski, who 7 times has been Rookie of the Week in the ACC. And a chilly start for the big man. Symir Torrance will set it up now for Jim Boeheim. Torrance with a one-hander off the iron. We talk about the crowd here today, and SU traditionally is among college basketball's top attendance leaders, but attendance has been down this year, a 20-year low coming into this game. Still getting about 18,000 a game.
Mike Waters wrote about that on his paper. 17,000, what you stay with the ball. 17,000 the average. A lot of schools wish they could average 17,000. It's unbelievable.
Sonic cheeseburgers are made with 100% beef and melty American cheese, and we deliver them right to your car.
On the road, brought to you by Conrad.
You know, he's 13-0 at home, and he can become only the 3rd coach in their first year as a head coach go unblemished at home. The other 2, Jim Boeheim right here in 76 did it, and John Calipari did it in 2008.
Shot clock is a factor, down to 2. Grandison way downtown.
That's why they got Grandison to shoot the 3. Did that really well at Illinois. Illinois lost a tough one today to Indiana. Tracy Jackson Davis was phenomenal.
A really good basketball game. Scoop shot underneath, won't drop. And a whistle foul here against Syracuse. That'll go against Hema. There came crashing in. 6:42 to go here in the first half.
Hey, White, you go 16-0 at home in your first year coaching. That's pretty impressive. And right now they got 3 more home games. They can certainly play up. They're playing NC State's probably the toughest. They got Louisville, which you're doing the game, and they also have Virginia Tech.
Duke today bidding for win number 19. Filipowski, lots of attention, trying to rip it free. Tied up on the play. Possession arrow will keep it on this end for the Duke Blue Devils. Hey, we have a really good Sunday afternoon. Doubleheader on ESPN coming your way. A couple of rivalry games. Jaquavion Smith, the number 23 NC State, taking on North Carolina. That's at 1. And number 2 Houston hosting Kendrick Davis in Memphis. They're on the bubble, according to Joe Lunardi. Big games all around with about 2 weeks to go in the regular season. And traffic, and that's going to be in and out by Roach. And he'll draw a foul on the play, hit by Hema, who's picked up a couple of quick ones.
You know, Obi, you mentioned that game, North Carolina State. Right now, you're looking at North Carolina. They are in a situation where they're 16-10. Many people have them projected as number 1 or 2 in the country. Pre-season since the 4 starters, key players came back. Right now, they need that win. They need that win. They need a quality win. You take a look at their unbelievable wins. They don't have those big-time wins. So that game becomes a must for them, I believe, tomorrow. Kentucky answered the call today. They played Tennessee. They were sitting on that bubble. Today, they knocked out the committee by beating Tennessee for the second time and sweeping them. Calipari could eat some lasagna tonight. He can celebrate. Relax, John. You're going to be dancing and more.
Did you have the lasagna last night here in Syracuse? Swatted away. Lively got up there. Here's Proctor wide open. Yes, sir. A triple.
Until you get a three after the block shot. There's some space right now. Good timeout. They need it right there, Syracuse.
Syracuse takes
and make a donation. And that's all going to go today. You make those donations for Ava Grace in her memory to help other kids battling the disease. And I can tell you this already today. I started it off, Vinny Lobdell, Syracuse booster. Heard about what I'm doing. He came over and gave me $25,000.
Wow.
So Vinny, his sons Noah and Liam, I'm going to be recording game for pitches with him. Just a great guy, 42 years old, but very successful. Helps the university quite a bit. Thank you. We need more guys like Vinny. Please help us. Go to v.org, pediatrics, and donate in the memory of that beautiful young girl, 10 years of age. My heart goes out to her parents, Kevin and Kim, and I heard all about her from one of our colleagues, Kevin Cleary, who does a great job for years at ESPN.
Trying to raise $200,000 today, you're talking about.
Yeah, research grant in her name. Come on, people. There's a lot of people watching. Get up and do that. Make that donation.
What a beautiful little girl.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'll tell you one thing. That's the worst news a parent can get is when their child has cancer. And then ultimately to lose your child. No parent should have to go through that.
Edwards standing off for Mintz. Shot clock to 9. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the half. Little leader. Sticks it. And you want to see more shots like that, more offense from him like that.
Yeah, I want to see him be able to square his body and shoot the jump shot. That was really like a drive, 12-foot shot and converted, using his athleticism to get right in the...
Grandison tries another one. And you'd also like to see him do it right here at Syracuse next year. Roach will fill that one up from downtown, a three-pointer.
Can't give him those second and third opportunities. And right there, he scores a big three on a missed shot, offensive rebound. Goes right back out, bam.
Mintz with a quick step. Man, is he quick. Bell, that didn't touch anything. This sailed on out.
Not a good shot right there. You know, I talked about Syracuse losing some games. He also lost a heartbreaker. It's right here. I don't have it on my notes, but I can tell you this. He lost a heartbreaker as well to North Carolina. Got beat by North Carolina and a real barn burner right at the end of the game. So they've lost some tough games.
Well, Duke with an opportunity to drop a hammer here in the first half, especially if they can get this guy going, Filipowski. Syracuse is doing a good job on him on every touch. Lively.
He hasn't been able to score, but these other guys are picking it up.
Whitehead with the three-pointer.
Tell you what, getting that kid back in the lineup with his ability is such a big plus, especially if he keeps staying healthy. By the time March Madness comes, they'll be a factor.
Duke trying to take this big crowd totally out of it. Gerard, boy, that was a difficult place for him to be. Not much of a window there on the run. Filipowski will lay it in.
Excellent play. Excellent play. Game getting away from Syracuse right now, and it's quieted the crowd down. Duke really
coming on the road and taking care of business so far. A lot of time left.
Went out a big game from Filipowski. That's a big plus. Whitehead is the key, too. Getting a player that quality into your lineup and having him being effective and healthy is such a positive.
Edwards encountering a wall every time he turns to go into the paint.
Well, they're doing a great job defensively. They communicate well and help one another.
Taylor on a spin. Too strong.
You get that kind of shot up all the time. I mean, the bottom line is that was a bad shot.
Filipowski drains it from three.
He shot that from Albany. Are you kidding me? Kyle Filipowski with a smile on. He finally loves the heat of the neck, a little tweak. Nothing but nylon, baby.
Taylor. Into the lane, strong and Lively deflects it.
Great block by Lively, rotating over. He really played terrific, as you said earlier, against Carolina.
Roach a determined drive for 2 more, and now Duke is doing anything they want.
Duke totally in command, dominating the action. Quieted this crowd now. 30,000 came out strong today. Wow.
40 to 21. Look at that run. 21 to 2.
This might be the best I've seen them play all year. I really do. I've watched Duke quite a bit, but the best they've played. They're really digging it defensively. John Shaw's got them playing defense.
Edwards with the quick step, lost it, and another turnover.
They've been playing that great defense though all year. That's been one of their strengths. Only give up 60-some points, second only to Virginia.
Filipowski had a lunge for that pass. On the run, Lively, back out. Roach fakes a 3. Knocked away. And scooped up by Malik Brown, and he'll draw the foul. I don't know if there's a better sound in sports than the jump shot from way downtown. It goes right through in a perfect swish. Listen to this.
Nothing but nylon, baby. Nothing but nylon. Oh, did you shoot a jumper like that?
No, sir.
No, sir? At least you're honest.
I broadcast a few from right here. Thank goodness. One of the great games I saw as a young announcer, still in college, right here at Syracuse, at the Newhouse School, was Patrick Ewing and Pearl Washington.
I probably was here doing the game. I probably was here doing the game.
Here's Gerard, trying to squeeze by Proctor. Coming up on a minute to go. Syracuse just getting nothing. Williams does get an easy dunk here. And a timeout. One's my favorite all-time players.
Derek Coleman, Windex man.
Sure.
He was something else. Final Four in '87, lost to Indiana. Unfortunately, as a freshman, he missed a key free throw, and then Keith Smart with the acrobatic shot.
And Carmelo got here, and they won the whole thing. Frantic inside the lane. Syracuse will break out. Mintz will slam it.
Hey, Mintz has pro ability. There ain't no doubt about it. He's pro talent, but he needs another year of college. He's got to develop a shot. He'll bounce around, certainly in the G League situation is play in front of 30,000 here. You'd be better off.
Not many kids get that opportunity.
And with the NIL, you can have. You can make some good knowledge. See, to me, the NIL is to try. We talked about it last time. Retain kids, not about recruiting, giving them the money ahead of time.
Proctor did not get it off in time. That's a shot clock violation. So 16 seconds before the break, Dick.
Yeah, NIL should be about retention. John Wildhack, we were talking about it last night, where people get together and make it exciting for him to want to come back.
A 15-point advantage for Duke. Mintz has had a couple of sensational moments here in the first half, but his team hasn't had enough. He went for the window. It's going to be tipped up and in by Edwards.
Edwards on the glass. They made a little run here anyway. Got it down at 13. On that bench, you could use Mr. Autry was a heck of a player here at Syracuse. McNamara, I talked about those 6 big threes. He was part of that great team with Carmelo, one of the best diaper dandies you can ever see in college basketball. Carmelo could stroke that jumper.
That went off the fingertips of Edwards. So right back to Duke, their first crack at it here in the second 20. Proctor will dish for Roach here.
They've shown a lot of patience attacking that zone. Getting right into open gaps like right there.
Filipowski too strong. An unsung hero for Duke in the first half was Mark Mitchell. He had 4 assists. That ties his career high, and that was in just half a game.
He's a solid player. He's what we call a blender, a guy that really blends in, makes big plays. Made a big 3 to beat Notre Dame at the end of that game.
And it's with a kick out for Williams. Too strong. Edwards snares the rebound. Hits about 10 a game. And a whistle with 19:03 left in this contest. That'll be on Lively. Let's go to Chris.
Dave, John Shire came out of the locker room, looked at me, and said, I only have 5 words. Take care of the ball. So we got to be able to play with some poise. I said, you went on a really nice run there in the first half. Are you pleased with anything? He goes, our defense, other than that, no, I'm pissed. We need to be able to come in here. And listen, we have 40 points. but think of what we would have if we would be able to take care of the basketball.
It's been one of their problems all year, turning the ball over. They won 2 games. I think Virginia and Miami had over 40 turnovers in those 2 games. But that's a young team. I mean, people forget, man. They had 4 first-rounders last year. 4. Not 1, 4. And they also had a second-rounder in Keels. When you factor in guys like Mangaro and Williams, and you throw in Griffin and Wendell Moore, that's talent. And you get all these young kids with one real veteran in Roach. So it really takes a while. I see progress being made by this team. I really do.
Flipped up there, and it won't drop in for Filipowski, who comes in averaging 15 and 9. And 7 times has been the ACC Rookie of the Week. Way downtown, and it's Mintz with a 3.
Tell you one thing, he starts making that shot. His bank account will go ding, 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 like yours. With the new contracts going up, up, and away. Mine stays stagnant. They look, this is 83. Oh, yeah. He doesn't need any more.
I kind of like how stagnant yours is. Lively gets it into the corner, swung out for Roach. Mintz on him. Here's Proctor. Rebounded away by Filipowski, dribble down. Strong for 2.
There's the rebound we talked about as one of the keys early in the game. We said Duke rebounding, big strength.
Gerard, for the second time, is fouled in the act of attempting a 3-pointer. When it happened in the first half, he nailed all 3 at the line.
He can get it right down to single digits right here because they were really in trouble. They were down like, what, 19? Aren't they down 19 at one time?
Roach with the foul. And it'll be Joe Girard to the line, 85%. Roach picking up number 2, by the way.
He's had a strong year. Syracuse is one of those teams, if we had a little luck, they lost by 1 point to Bryant. They got beat by Pittsburgh by 2, Miami by 4, Virginia twice, single digits, St. John's in overtime. I mean, you factor those to wins. That's the difference between an average year and a good year. You win those games, or when you share those games, instead of being 16-10, you're coming in here like 19-7.
Playing pretty well as you come into this game. Syracuse has won 3 straight games.
Yeah, they beat a North Carolina State team. Very good and a ranked team. Right now, the crowd is trying to get in the worst way. But you know, the crowd gets in it if the players help them get in.
Whitehead beating Mitchell in the lane. Plenty of contact, but he made it.
Well, I tell you what, Mitchell got really deep. He understands how to play. Very cerebral. He spotted that opening in the lane there, caught the ball and converted.
Vince wants to get that shot in the air. And a foul here with 17:15 to go. And Duke up 44-33. That'll go on Malik Brown of the Orange. So that'll be number 1. And Duke with a sizable rebound advantage. Been a big story here so far. And this one, Proctor getting a little bit closer. Mitchell kicks it. Whitehead's open. Yes, sir. 3.
Tell you one thing. I watch him going up and down the floor, right? And I don't want anybody to say that I'm saying that he is a Michael Jordan. There's only one Michael Jordan. But he has that way when he walks and strides that I saw in a young kid when he played and made his debut at North Carolina. The way he walked up and down the floor. I mean, I'm not saying, please, I don't want to see a headline thinking he'd be trying to put one off his mind and said he's Michael Jordan. There's only one Michael Jordan.
Scooped up and laid in. Syracuse able to get a quick 2 there on the basket by Brown. Of course, what I heard was he's every bit as good as Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I heard.
I'm telling you, I like the way he walks up and down the floor like Michael did. That's strength.
Confidence. Another time from the corner. No. Syracuse wants to push it a bit.
They can't get layups in transition. Deuce does a great job defense. Are you serious? Did you see that play? That was acrobatic with the left hand. He does things you just absolutely imagine about doing. That was a great shot if you played to give him a horse.
Lively with the foul. Take another look.
Watch this right here. He does a spin. There's the spin. Goes to the left hand. I mean, tries to keep away. Lively with his great shot blocking ability. I hope the right people reach this young guy, because really, if there's a player that needs college for another year, it's him. Because there is such a future in this kid's hands. Just one little art, and he could learn it. He can learn it. Look at that. Pretty good stroke there. Learn how to square your body, get balance. I see him shooting a little bit. He's off balanced.
He's got another one coming up. I'll tell you what, you talk about McNamara and some other guys who could certainly help him with the jump shot. He's got a head coach who has a pretty good jump shot. Certainly did in his playing days. His sons did.
Yep. Jimmy Boeheim was a good player, man. I joke. About Jimmy Boeheim, what I love about him, I said before the game. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, to him, but I love people that have a passion for what they do. He loves the school. He loves the school. 62 years. He's been here since the day he enrolled in 1962. Served as a player, assistant coach, and 47 years as a head coach. Come on, that's bleeding Syracuse orange. Your guy Lasorni, still say, a nice play, good inside action, finding the open guy, taking it to the captain's zone, but get back to Jimmy. He just eats, sleeps, and drinks Syracuse.
No question about that. And been here his entire career as the head coach at his alma mater. It's going to be batted out by Duke.
Came here as a walk-on. Came in 62 as a walk-on. Ultimately was the captain in 66. He and Dave Bing were the captains.
Well, how about this shot? I mean, that's perfect form.
Yeah, keep it in. Keep that elbow in.
Well,
cupcakes. You were the biggest cupcake I ever played against.
Fall away by Mintz, won't drop. Filipowski with a rebound. All for charity, all for a great cause. Both of you guys with very big hearts.
Well, I just hope that people respond to my request earlier for money for the young lady. Passed away, 10 years old. No parents have to go through that. What their family went to, Ava Grace Jones. People can donate to v.org/pediatrics. v.org/pediatrics. Make a donation in memory of her name. Trying to raise $200,000 for a research grant.
Tried to make a move there, and it's going to be scooped up by Mitchell. Right down the lane for two. No one stopped him.
Tell you what, he's so underrated as a player. He's been starting most of the old year. He's a kid that doesn't get the fanfare of some of the other guys, but he's just such a steady. You can't win without those kind of players.
Well, he hit a big three with 11 seconds to go to seal that win against Notre Dame this week, so he can do that too. Gerard dumping it downstairs, and Young with a clean block.
There's another guy, a role player, comes off the bench. He's some size, experience.
Filipowski back out for Roach. Here's a long one from the 7-footer. Rebound picked up by Roach. A little follow away for two.
Can't let little guards step in there and get a rebound and second shot. You can't allow that. Can't allow it to happen. You big guys got to really rebound here, Edwards and company. How many times they have scored off the second shot? Oh, and we're going to honor her with a tribute, and we're going to put together a research grant in her name to help other kids. I need $200,000 is what we're looking for. So please donate to v.org/pediatrics. We already got $25,000 right out of the gate.
Well, to go to Pediatric Cancer Research Grant and Ava's name, 53-37 Duke.
Can't even imagine a parent going through that. I know Mike Callis raised $55 million and got to know a lot of kids that lost their lives, and it just drives me nuts.
Duke on the attack again. Mitchell's had a really strong one here inside the dome.
They've done a great job, the coaching staff, putting the players in the right position against that zone.
Torrance slaps it out.
You can see they're well drilled and well coached. They learned from an outstanding guy. The guy that used to be on that bench was a pretty good coach. He wasn't bad, was he?
I think he did a decent job, didn't he?
He did a fair job.
Coach K, an amazing career, and that jumper from the corner won't fall, but a foul from behind. That'll go against Syracuse.
Size just such a difference here. Size and the defense. The rebounding and defense.
Coach K, just the other day, returning to Cameron Indoor for the first time as a fan with his wife Mickey there. It was awfully sweet reaction, of course. for the greatest coach of all time.
He was absolutely the greatest coach of all time. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I know John Wooden did an amazing job to win 10 national titles. But when you look at what the different eras, it's unbelievable.
Roach got a good look, and he won't miss that shot.
He did a great job again, get right into the open seam of the zone. Tell you what, Coach K was there at that game to pay tribute also to the retiring Mike Bray, who was his assistant for 8 years. 6 of them that went to the Final Four. Mike and Notre Dame were in town, and Mr. Krzyzewski wanted to be there for his former assistant.
Ryan Young with a foul there. Women's basketball, Dandy coming up Monday at 9. UCLA against number 3 Stanford. Stanford's always in the mix, aren't they?
Coach Tara Vanderveer, she does an amazing job year in and year out. As does Gino. Dawn Staley just keeps rolling.
Copeland getting some minutes here. Too much on that pass, and out it goes with 12:09 to play.
Well, they cut it to 9. Now it's back up to 18. Duke has really been efficient. They have been efficient. They've executed exceptionally well.
And Syracuse without a point in the last 3 minutes and 52 seconds. The first point you made as we came on the air was about Duke's defense, which is among the best, anywhere back east, and in the ACC, only Virginia's been a little better.
They don't get publicity, Dave, about their defense. They've been solid defensively all year. They really have been. Shooting the 3, they have not been, but today they've excelled.
Young battling, still scrapping for it, hits the deck. Still no whistle, and a scrum on the floor, and a tie-up on the play with 11:45 to go. Holding 22 of 26 opponents. And a timeout. 11:45 remaining here inside the Dome. And Duke in command again, 55-37.
Over the years, I've seen what loyalty can do for business. These people have helped me build this company from the ground up. So I'm doing what I can.
Passion, emotion. He's been a great pickup coming from Northwestern. And by the way, what a job Chris Collins, former Duke star, is doing there. He's doing an amazing job at Northwestern.
Got to look at that crowd, by the way. 31,063 inside the Dome here tonight. The 86th crowd of 30,000 or more in the Dome. Too strong by Williams.
There's a rebound again. The strength, we said, their size.
Girard wins it back for Syracuse. They need a run desperately here with about 11 minutes to go.
They need a big run, man. They did. They cut it to 9. Then Duke just took command again. This is the best I've seen Duke play, really, in games I've seen him.
Girard. Yes, sir.
We're going to get him some shots. Get him some shots. It's tough to pressure this team. We're going to a little full-court trap. 1-2-1-1.
Trying to break it. Whitehead got to it.
Almost had a turnover there. He's the heart and soul of this team, right there with the ball. The veteran, Mr. Roach. He understands how to play, great IQ, feel for the game.
Tough drive, nice shovel pass for 2.
Thank you, Mr. Roach. Thank you, you made me look good, and that's tough to do, buddy.
Young and easy too, yes.
He's in the same dorm as my twin grandsons who played Duke tennis. We have a good team down there, too.
Well, you have raised some tennis talent in your family.
Not because of me, that's for sure. My 2 daughters played tennis when they went to the Fighting Irish Golden Dome.
Here's Girard. Shot clock to 7. Girard, 3-pointer. And a shooter's roll.
Get him shoot. Get him shots, baby. Get him shots. That's a quick 6 points.
Timeout.
That's a quick 6 points.
Second half, he has 9, so starting to cook. Jim Boeheim needs more help. 57-40 Virginia Tech. Hokies, this time of the year, they start to get very, very dangerous.
Well, I tell you one thing, Tony Bennett and his kids have sent a nice little gift down there to Virginia Tech.
Over the top, Lively!
Throw it to Mr. Lively, and he gets live. Those legs are live. Oh, man, he's like that Spalding. Years ago, he played with that pink ball. That ball used to bounce like he crazy, and that's the way he does. What are you laughing at me, Obi? You're laughing at me.
Girard will draw the foul. And held up and fouled by Proctor.
Take a look right here. They know where to throw the ball. Throw the lob up on top. Wow. If he can add a little bit more to his game in terms of drop steps and moves around the basket, because right now he's really exclusive with the Jams.
Oh, sweet little spin shot there by the senior Girard.
Joe needs to shoot the ball a lot more. He shot it in high school, man. He put all kinds of record-breaking numbers up.
Well, can Syracuse make a move here to make it a game down the stretch with 9 minutes to go?
Problem is their defense is not creating any kind of easy layups with turnover and transition. Duke's getting the shots they want in their rebound, so it's tough to come from behind.
Proctor back to Filipowski. 3 coming. Yes, sir.
That just knocks you down. Really good execution. Get in the gap. Get in the seam. You attack the zone. Attack and be aggressive toward the seams and gaps.
He has 12. And the answer by Judah Mintz.
Judah Mintz, man, he's impressed me. He really has impressed me. He does things you can't teach.
Proctor going strong over Edwards and lays it in. Boy, he went right at him, Dick.
What an unbelievable talent he is. He's a baby. He should be in high school playing. He reclassified. He's getting all his minutes and playing time at an elite level. He's only going to get better and better and better.
Girard on Proctor leaning in, threw it away. Picked up by Filipowski.
Give it up. Give it up.
He's got Roach with him. Slapped away by Mintz.
No, right there, Kyle. Kyle, you got to drop the bounce pass. You got to drop the bounce pass. Drop the dime. Drop the dime, Kyle. Come on, man. You're better than that. You got Roach. There's Proctor with that drive. He protects the ball. He protects the ball exceptionally well. I came here hoping and praying to see, I don't care who wins, a real, unbelievable barn burner. Unfortunately, Duke is taking total command.
64-48 under 8.
It was incredible. I did a game with Carl Ravage, but I hit that desperation 3 to beat Duke. And then the great team with Jason Tatum.
Mintz off the window, can't hit it. And a great job saving that by Brown as he deflects it off Filipowski. Yeah, nice. So Syracuse will keep it.
Nice play by Brown. Very athletic, showed his good athleticism.
Well, Duke's bench has been outstanding. Whenever they've needed a big run, they've gotten it. Syracuse will have it when we come back.
Well, he's one of the impact type of dandies, there's no doubt about it.
Conference record, by the way, for ACC Rookie of the Week is 10. Jabari Parker, the last to accomplish that, 2014. On the move, here's Mintz with a leaner, no. And Lively high up for the rebound.
Ted Lively's got to get in the gym. Just like when you look at certainly the ability of Mintz working on the shot, Lively's going to develop a little bit more of a repertoire in terms of offensive skills around the basket, rather than just the lob.
Duke's been lights out from 3, 10 for 22. Shot clock to 7.
They want the lob behind the zone. They want to get that lob.
Down to 2, Filipowski down to 1.4 as he takes the hit. Back to those diaper dandies that you were talking about. Filipowski very much on that list. How about Brandon Miller there for Alabama?
Miller's super. Keontae George down in Baylor. You talking about Haney down there with St. Mary's. And this kid Walker coming out strong. Rated very high. Some drafts have him in the top 5. Come out of Houston. Those kids have been instant impact players.
Edwards, the senior, back on for Jim Boeheim. Filipowski 77% at the line. It's one of the reasons they thought, even though he did not score in the Virginia game, Had he got foul shots at the end of that game, he would have made them. 6:43 to go. Here's Gerard. Joe with a shot on the way. And up and over the top of that backboard. So it'll go back over to the Duke Blue Devils. Leading at 66-48 and looking very comfortable.
Yeah, they're really smooth. They're really attacking with confidence against the zone. And not letting the zone beat them. Sharing the ball well. Playing with spreading the court. Good spacing.
Roach at three. Yes, sir.
Good spacing. Wide open. So they made like how many threes now? 11?
Yeah.
They made 11 threes. It came in averaging 6.
Shooting almost 50% out there.
You make 11 threes, you got a chance.
48% beyond the three. Mintz took a shot. And he goes down.
She gets no tip.
I notice you're very fond of hats. When you enter every arena, you will find every hat you can possibly put on your head.
You got to cover that dome up a little bit. Protect the VBDI, my Vital Ball Dome Index.
The dome in the dome, yes.
So I can rate these teams.
Downstairs is Edwards trying to pound his way in. Taylor's open from three-point land, but too strong. Torrance went in high for a rebound.
He's got the ability to shoot the three, Taylor.
Gerard.
There it is.
Yes, he nails another triple. There you go. The dome in the dome.
Gerard.
There's only one.
JMA. The JMA wireless dome.
Roach won't wait. His three is well short. Lively got hit on the deck here with 5:25 to play.
See, Duke really has made Syracuse pay big time with the offensive rebounds. And the offensive rebounds, they've converted those into made threes and opportunities that really just change the complexion of the game. There's no doubt Duke's been in command. I'm telling you one thing, they're starting to, I think, get that little roll that you want come March.
Proctor. Filipowski with a shot clock to 2. Duke needs to get a shot in the air. Didn't quite get to the iron there by Mitchell.
Shoot it, Joe. Way to get Joe some shots. Come on. Joe Gerard and double up on him. Smart play. Get the ball out of his hands.
Torrance is open. They get a second effort. Taylor blocked. And Lively is so good timing those block shots.
That's great timing, too. Really great timing, Obi.
And Duke will mishandle that and lose it here with 4:33 on the clock.
That's an area that really bothers John Shire, as he told our Chris Budden. Turning the ball over. Oh, right there, man. Good defensive effort.
Mitchell there.
There's Mitchell. And Mitchell blocked that man.
There's Torrance. Over the top. That would have been a very tough catch, but a misfiring close by Torrance.
Tell you another thing. John Shire's been a recruiting magnet, doing a great job. They got a tremendous class coming in next year. Second only to Kentucky, who has the #1 class. But they're right up there, calling Paul Biancardi. He does a great job. Great evaluating.
Foul stops the clock. And Duke in complete command. Chris Bell with the foul. Yeah, good to see Mintz coming back to the bench for Jim Boeheim after he took a shot in the face.
John Shire's going to be a star in coaching. I really see it. I believe he will be a star. He's got a great program that he can sell and get great players, and he understands the game. He's going through a little bit period right now, just how to handle the game, manage a game, and that comes with experience and games. But really, if you're a young guy, you want to play for a guy like him.
You know, they win today, and that's 19 victories. They're 10-6 in the ACC. There's a lot to be proud of there with an extremely young team as Roach delivers a triple.
It's 12. Unbelievable. They have shot that zone apart. They have really attacked it. John Shire and his staff have done a great job. You know what I like about his staff, too? I can tell you about Syracuse as well. A lot of them are former Duke players, so they understand what that jersey represents. They also got a great one on that staff. They got John Lucas' son.
Bell looking to make a move. That one's swatted away by Lively. It's going to stay on this end with 3.8 on the shot clock. We're talking about Syracuse Trailblazers when we come back here to the Dome.
1955 NBA championship, and if you take a drive around this great city, they honored him with a street named Earl Lloyd Way.
Tell you what, Chris, if you ever met Earl, he was one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Just class personified.
Some may not remember Syracuse had an NBA team right here in town. The Nats you're talking about?
Yeah, the Nats. Freddie had Dolph Shays. Yeah. Dolph Shays, remember that name?
Yep. 72-53.
You know what I'd like to share with you now since the game looks it's all over? Jimmy Boeheim had a very controversial interview that he did with one of our best reporters. I mean, he's terrific, Peter Thamel. And Jimmy made some statements that he ended up regretting saying, where he said schools, we're not buying players like schools. And he named schools. And he got people really upset. Because they weren't buying schools, they were using the NIL. And the NIL is legal. And he realized that because he got a lot of heat and he came back and he apologized. But let me say this. A lot of the themes that he was talking to Peter about, so true. That college basketball's in total chaos going on with the NIL, going on with the transfer portal. Those things are so valid, that statement. They are certainly statements of validity. And he was trying to really explain that, but then he went too far and said, hey, we're not like this school buying players, that school buying players, naming schools. And he realized he used the wrong term there. They just happen to be using the NIL.
Well, Dick, 78 years old, a phenomenal career, Hall of Famer. It's all been right here at Syracuse as his alma mater. And he's been just spectacular here for this university. Think about all of those years, 25, 30 wins, year after year after year. Getting kids to come from all over the country, all over the world in a building, to play here for him, to play that zone all the time. That jumper will swish in. She knocks that one down.
They like that zone. They like that zone. Wow. Step right in the gap. He can shoot the three. The young man, he can shoot that three.
I think by this point, obviously everywhere that Jim Boeheim goes, he's getting that question. Jim, are you thinking about, is this the end of the line?
You're frustrated. Frustrated. Someone come to TV. Come join us.
So you're making that off of the slam by Lively.
Wow, Lively.
Oh, he's had a couple of dandies.
Yeah.
This one.
That's what he does well, and they know that. They take advantage by flipping that ball up there. Jim Boeheim is a good man, and he loves this school. Loves it. 62 years. So for 6 decades. Are you serious? But the bottom line is sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and say, I'll be honest with you. I thought he was going to step aside last year with his 2 sons leaving. I really did.
Our next ACC Big 12 Monday doubleheader, 7 Eastern. Filipowski and Duke hosting L. Ellis and Louisville inside Cameron Indoor. Then it'll be Kansas and number 22 TCU.
I'll tell you one thing I really believe, and I don't know what you're feeling, Dave. You're a Syracuse grad. You're one of the greats. Came out of Newhouse, broadcasting to so many. Goes on with our Mike Tirico, and I call him He'll never be not Howard because I worked with him early in his career.
And Sean McDonough, Bob
Costas,
Marv Albert, just to name a few. Dave Pash, right?
You go on, Dave Pash. So anyway, the point I wanted to make is that I look at Jimmy and I see a guy that really is hurting a little bit. He's hurting a little bit. I really feel that. I feel he's really troubled with the fact that maybe some people have a wrong impression. And he just loves this place. But he has earned, I don't know your opinion, he has earned the right to have something to say about that decision, along with the school. Not just his decision, the school as well.
Sure.
But they got to get together, and they got to come up to an agreement what's going to happen for the future.
Been an amazing career.
Amazing. Just sensational.
Now you think of the time he spent with Coach K, with the United States, Olympic national teams, and great success. Those two becoming such great friends.
1,015 wins. That tells the story. Think about it. He and Coach K, he only was over 1,000 more.
Lake Speedy catching, and that's going to be knocked away. Syracuse buckling down defensively, but too little too late for the Orange. They're about to drop to 16-11 and 9-7 in the conference.
Could have had a much better year had they been in a situation where they won some of those close games. Houston to Bright by 1, St. John's in overtime, Pittsburgh by 2, Carolina by 4. That changes your whole season.
Hema drops in the first one. Monair Hema, the 6'11 sophomore.
2003, I look at McNamara sitting over there, and I think about those 6'3" threes. 2003 when that title is, Jerry. And you think about the fact Hakeem Warwick blocking a shot out of that zone late in that game to beat them. And Carmelo, the great diaper dandy. Oh, man, I saw Carmelo play his first game. Dan Schumann and I, Madison Square Garden, made his college debut against Memphis. See if I got a good memory here.
Yeah, you do.
I'm 83 years old, against Memphis. They got beat. But I remember talking to him after the game and saying, my God, he was good as advertised.
Syracuse can't connect on the slam.
Oh, baby. They're going to be celebrating. They're going to ride home because John Shire now gets his third road win in the conference. They were 2-6 coming in here. They win at home at 13-0, and he could become the #1 coach in his first year to win as many as 16. Jim Boeheim went undefeated his first year, 76.